Hey, I'm Little Liz and I'm over here now too. So it's been a little while since I came to visit you on my YouTube, and because of that you've probably guessed that I failed the 52-week mindfulness challenge. But that is why I am bringing you this video today on success and failure. Side note, I have been working away on another series called Hello Who's There, and that's on support networks, and that was released to my Instagram originally. However, I'll be bringing that over to my YouTube very soon with brand new episodes, so watch this space. So let's start by talking definitions. The definition of success is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose, versus the definition of failure, meaning 1, a lack of success, and meaning 2, the neglect or omission of an expected or required action. So thinking about these words by definition, I thought we could brainstorm some associations we have, the perception these definitions give to us, the ideas, maybe feelings these definitions give us. So here's some I've brainstormed, but if you want, pause the video now, grab your notebook and a pen, and just write down some feelings and associations that the definitions of success and failure bring up for you. So for me, some of these were stress, expectation, pressure, motivation, desire, achievement, status, progress, and perfection. So now let's split these up and look at the positives and the negatives that have come out of our initial associations with success and failure. Happiness is often associated with and precedes numerous successful outcomes. So thinking about success in this way, success can give us a happy boost before we reach it, in the doing, as well as in the actual achievement of something. Other positives we might associate with success are like progress, which can obviously give us a boost if we can see that progress over time, or if we've desired to achieve something in particular and we do achieve it, that can give us a really big boost. It can boost our self-esteem, our confidence, and how we really value our achievements. Some positives from failure is that failure can make us resilient, it can teach us to try again, not to give up. On the other hand, a bit like that happiness quote, that happiness might precede a successful outcome. If we don't have a successful outcome, we have a failure, then maybe failure teaches us that being present in doing, in putting in effort, in trying, is actually where we might gain some happiness rather than the actual outcome. But also, this text highlights that being happy can lead to success, so it may be helpful to shift your focus from success itself to your general well-being and happiness. So the negatives, I think this is a bit self-explanatory. We all know how it feels when we failed something, or the pressure of success. And from our associations, it was pretty clear that stress and fear of failure, those sort of things came up for me. And this really big weight of expectation. And this weight of expectation can really make us feel like we owe success, not to someone in particular necessarily, or to something in particular, but just that I owe it, that I should be successful. And this might lower my self-esteem, my self-belief, my confidence, or it might just make you feel really stressed out if you feel that you have to keep trying at something just to surpass a failure. I also had a quick read of a text called The Winner Effect, and I'm pretty sure this book was supposed to be encouraging in terms of achieving success. However, for me, it shone a very different light on common perceptions of success. So some of these were, we often compare ourselves to others when we're measuring our success. We might see a lack of rest or making ourselves uncomfortable. That really tired and drained state is a sign of hard work and therefore success. Similar to that, stretching ourselves and forcing ourselves into a state of discomfort, always looking ahead and pushing ourselves, that might be success. But I think it does highlight these expectations and pressures that we all put upon ourselves when it comes to being successful and failing. So little Liz, what can we do about this? How can we better manage our idea of success and failure? So here's a few examples of how you could think about these common perceptions of success and swap them for a more positive point of view that's true to yourself. Maybe it might help to think about these as almost in opposition, or perhaps a transition from this typical perspective to one of your own. And here's questions to ask yourself when reflecting on success and failure. Who did you fail, or who did you achieve this success for? So did you owe this success to anyone? Was it for a work deadline maybe, or maybe a deadline for a client? Or maybe it was just an expectation that you put on yourself. Who do you feel you have let down? So if it's somebody else that you feel like you owed, maybe it's worth considering your relationship with them. So maybe you need to apologise, or maybe in terms of trying again, it would be helpful to reduce the pressure on yourself by resetting the expectation. However, if it's you that you feel that you've let down the most, then maybe this is about cutting yourself a break, showing yourself some love, support and care. Do you really want to hold this against you? I'm going to assume your answer is no to this question, but if it is a yes, would you hold your best friend in guilt or shame for this failure? And if the answer is no, then why are you doing that to yourself? And if you would hold your friend guilty for this failure too, maybe it's worth sitting down and journaling or thinking or speaking aloud to yourself and considering why this was so important to you. And maybe thinking that if you're kind to yourself and try again from a place of happiness rather than this place of guilt, you might be more successful on your next try. So that's all from me on success and failure. I hope it was helpful. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling if you fancy. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe before you go as well. And I'll see you soon. It was lovely to see you again. Bye.